Hey everyone, it is nostalgia time once again, and welcome to our next mini series, the Asus mini series. To kick things off here, we're going to be doing an install race of 10 different Asus EPC models, and there's a whole lot to cover. The 1000 series, the 900 series, 700 series, there's a whole lot to cover here. And this is going to be one of our biggest install races that we've had in a while. Because if I remember correctly, the last time that we tried an install race was back in the E-Machines mini-series a while back. Now I say that because that was when we last did an install race of this magnitude. And right away, the restore process. Where's the 1000? I don't think it's updating. There we go. So we can see that a lot of them are asking just right out of the gate, do you want to proceed with the restore? That's really all it's saying. So all it's asking is, do you want to proceed? There's still two more I got to boot up. And I got to switch them all so it displays everything. And it looks like the EPC looks to be corrupted. I believe it's a driver disk, so we will come back to that at a later point. Here we go. Here are all of them. I think there are two that didn't start. There we go. They must have aired out. Beautiful. So, we start with this prompt that says, restore image to your hard disk. Yes, we want to proceed and start them all. And there are a few more. Here's another one that's in like 16 colors. This one has the same message. And it already, oh, this one already finished. Okay, that was quick. What else have we got? And then we have a newer one that actually gives a partition label. That labels the partition. We're going to restore it to the partition. And here it says it's been programmed to only work with the Asus lineup and will not work with any others. Which actually has been the truth with a lot of the Asus machines, as I have tested all of these discs prior to taping. And in fact, a lot of the multi-disc images had hardware blocks on them, all but the Asus EPC line. And even though it says it won't work on a virtual machine, I found out that these actually do work inside of virtualized hardware. And I believe that is it. They're all going. Is it booting back? This one didn't even work at all. So it went pretty quickly and nothing happened. So yeah, so this disc didn't work. I just assumed it would boot directly off the disc and that would be the end of that story. So now here's a good view of the 8 other Asus machines as their restores continue. So a lot of them, in fact almost all of them, have Symantec Ghost restores. So what it's essentially doing is it's copying files for the recovery partition onto the hard drive, and then it will use that recovery partition to restore the operating system, and then it will do the rest from there. So with that being said, we'll just let you all see the massive, I guess now 8 EPC restore procedure, and we will look at an out-of-box experience when one finishes. And it looks like we have a winner. We actually have 2 winners. Be more exact, and one's giving an error. Oh, this one says it's done. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I see another one finished. So we'll take the disk out of that one too. And This one says no recovery batch file found, but it did restore. I was going to boot normally because I had to fix the hard drive controller. So here we go, because the EPC line is specifically for low-end hardware. Of course, they're going to come with Windows 7 Starter Edition. It says, thanks for purchasing this computer from Asus, featuring Windows XP. Everything is correct. By the way, here's Windows 7 Starter. So, did it say my language was Russian on that first screen? I think it did. Let me go back and... Oh. I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. Let's switch the keyword layout to English and change the name. I'll name this 1201N. And this is RTM of Windows 7 Starter. Just ask me later. We'll leave the time as it is. Oh no, it's about to be chaotic. And this is Service Pack 3 of Home Edition, considering it's a netbook. So this was one of very few machines that came preloaded with Service Pack 3 of Windows XP. And here we have an Italian copy of XP. I believe this is the Home Edition. No, not register. Who will use this computer? Of course we know who. And we'll hit finish. And I'm not even gonna bother. And this looks to be RTM. I didn't see any Home Edition branding, so maybe this is Service Pack 2. But I'm sure we'll find out when this is complete. These are the only two that have yet to go. Say no, do not register. Who will use this computer? Complete. Alright, so here is the 1201N. Now that recovery batch file was to restore all the manufacturer's software. So if that was not provided, then it will not install. It'll just be a standard installation with nothing special added onto it other than the Asus branding. So 7 Starter, Asus EPC, 3 days to automatic activation. I don't care. So let's go ahead and shut this down. I like the wave background too. That's kind of unique. Kind of unique that they added a wave background to it. And I see another EPC is done. As I said, this out of box. And let's see, there's a whole bunch of other out of boxes we gotta go through. So my language, oh, you cannot change your language later. So this is English US. This is a US copy. E. I'll just do the triple E. That's what it is. Again, 7 Starter RTM. We'll skip the updates, leave the times it is. And where is the other out of box? Right there. This is a US copy. So next, Central Time. This is Service Pack 3 again, because what we're dealing with here is a netbook. And here we have some customizations already. So it looks like we have a larger image size by default. Who will use this computer? And finish. Alright, so here I see we have larger icons by default. If I go to arrange icons, show icons, it doesn't show a size. But they are larger icons by default. And I see we have some drivers that didn't install because this is not an Asus machine. And interestingly, I see the classic start menu layout has been enabled by default. And if we right click the start menu and go to properties, we can enable the default start menu in XP. But for the purposes of the episode, we're going to leave it as it is, everything by default. So let's look at everything that's installed. Doesn't look like anything much here. We also have a cleaner that's in the startup folder. We have Asus update for EPC, which just like with other manufacturers, allows you to update hardware and drivers from the manufacturer. This is again Service Pack 3. We'll say no to automatic updates because, as I said, it doesn't work. And the 1000H looks to be done. So do Central. Home Edition Service Pack 3. Oh no, it's in the Russian keyboard layout. Let's keep looking while we wait. And then this is Super Hybrid Engine. I wonder what this is for. Yeah, this is now that thing is for Asus's HA CPI service, which again this is not an APC, so it isn't gonna work as well. We know what Microsoft Works is, and I see Windows Live is also on here, including something new. This is called Windows Live Home, and apparently redirects to Outlook. We have Adobe Reader 8. We have Skype Phone. Star Office, it looks like, is also on here. I've never heard of this before, and it looks like this is from Sun Brands. So here's their entire license agreement. Do random initials. Sure, go ahead and check for updates. I'm going to say I do not want to register, and we'll click finish. Where's the other out of box? There we go. So once again, just like with the other EPC, just a standard copy of starter, nothing more, because I passed on the customizations. And I see 2 of the activation timers have already ran out. That's not good. So what's this Start Office Draw? I believe this is a drawing program. Yeah, it looks like it's a drawing program, but I don't see anything for, well, brushes. Well, yeah, this is a drawing program. You can draw shapes and whatnot. And what else do we have? Start Office and Press, which looks like a PowerPoint. It looks like it's a PowerPoint creator. So create. So yeah, it looks like this is PowerPoint essentially. So this looks like PowerPoint. And then what else have we got? Star Office Calculator, which I believe is Excel. Writer is Word. And Star Office Base is like Microsoft Access. And yep, Star Office Writer is Microsoft Word, as I expected. That installs the AI Guru driver. And yep, Star Office Calc is Excel. Exactly like Microsoft Excel. So that's interesting that they provided alternatives to the paid version of Microsoft Office. And then lastly, eStorage. I don't know why, but it redirects to File Explorer. But it does have a special icon here. I wonder what this is for. I'm guessing this is like a secondary storage device. Provides an amazing online free space which allows you to share files with your friends. Another great feature about EPC is its excellent AES file encryption that protects your files and gives you totally secured storage environment. Our Download Center offers free resources including music, wallpapers, movies, trailers, games, movie trailer, games, and more. You will definitely find something new from time to time. But it looks like this is something you have to log into in order to access. So it is a cloud file storage service. And of course, we have Windows Live Mail, which of course is just like an email client. So we'll go ahead, and I believe, yeah, the fast log off, fast user switching is enabled on here too. But one more thing before we shut this guy off. We have a couple of EPC backgrounds. Here's a second one, and here's the third one. And this is the one that we just had. So we have multiple EPC backgrounds. All right, so that is that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look now at this one here. And I'll take care of the activation thing on these two in just a moment. Actually, I'll just go ahead and restart into safe mode on these two. To reset the activation timer. Okay, so here we have the error again about the ACPI. And a few other drivers too. And I see these two have the Genuine Advantage update already installed out of the box. We have the default start menu in XP by default instead of the classic. There's the eStorage utility again. We have a 60-day trial of Office 2007, which is the latest. Microsoft Works is also on here. Skype, Windows Live Essentials is on here too. The Super Hybrid Engine, all the games in XP. Nothing special here. We have Adobe Reader 8 and the Remote Assistance, PowerPoint Viewer, the Works Manager, and Adobe Reader, as I said, Adobe Reader 8, version 8. We're just going to accept the agreement. But really, that's just what it is. And Norton Security actually isn't installed by default. It actually comes in a separate installer package. So this is Norton Internet Security 2009, actually. So while we wait for that to go, let's go to the 701, and we can see it just looks pretty standard, except we have, of course, the missing drivers and resizes to match the display of the device when it was new. Auto run cleaner. Looks like we have a different game. Yeah, I'm guessing this is a different variant of Minesweeper, as we've seen earlier in the series. Adobe Reader 8, so pretty much the same, and it should be Service Pack. Oh, it's Service Pack 2 actually. Interesting. That is Service Pack 2. But in fact, a lot of netbooks that came out in 2009 have Service Pack 3 already installed out of the box. So that takes care of that. So that leaves us with these four. One is not shutting down, and the other one is in safe mode. However, one has been stuck on... Oh, now it's finally moving. Jeez Louise, it's been sitting on that screen for like half an hour, and now it finally wants to move? Okay. Alright, while we wait for that to finish, we can't really look at everything, but... See, it's done. So it's Norton Internet Security 2009. And considering this is from 2009, it should be Service Pack 3, which it is. And this is Media Player 11, which is also preloaded. So this is as up to date as XP got around this time. I think this is really the only background we have. I think I might have already sent the shutdown command. Yep, I already sent it. So over to the 900HA now. I see Adobe Reader 8, eStorage tool. We have WinDVD, which I don't think was preloaded on the other ones, and this looks like just a standard copy. Nothing special to see. We once again have the large icons, and we have the classic layout start menu by default. The Super Hybrid engine comes in its own folder in this one. Nothing special about the games. There's Works, Skype. The Super Hybrid engine runs on boot. There's Live Essentials, Adobe Reader 8, the Skype phone software, PowerPoint Viewer, Task Launcher, and that's really all there is. But it doesn't come with any background, so it looks like yes it does. This is the, well, this is supposed to be the Luna theme, but we're in safe mode, so we're not going to be able to see it. And we have the same three backgrounds from earlier. So that's it for this one. And here we once again have the large icons. We have the 60-day trial of Office 2007, Norton Security 2009. We have the 8th version of WinDVD, and I just heard it beep. So that probably tells me it doesn't run in safe mode. So we have an Office Live add-in this time around, the Live Workspace. We got Works, Adobe Reader 8, but otherwise nothing else to see. Looking at the properties, we have a very different background than we just had. I like all these. Wow, that's a lot. They have it in a lot of textures and colors and all that good stuff. This should be Service Pack 3. And yes, it is. Alright. The EPC 900 seems to have stalled at this screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this over from the beginning. And now I'm going to grab over the next set of EPC machines. 17 hours just for a restore? Okay, this disk is messed up. So, if it's messed up, it's probably going to be just like the others. So, that then leaves us with this. So, we're on Falcon 4. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted Ghost 32. Yes. So, we're going to move on because there are some EPC Ghost files. VMware. Yep, there we go. And it should go to the local. Yes, proceed. Alright, so here is the EPC 700. The activation timer, of course, ran out, so we're once again loaded into safe mode. And from what it looks like, nothing too much. The updates. Are there really no games? Dang, that's a first for XP. I see there's a Bluetooth radio driver on here. I see there's a Bluetooth radio driver on here. And you see Windows Movie Maker. We also have Norton Security Suite. Some features may be unavailable while running in safe mode. So, we can see no other special backgrounds, default one. And lastly, this is Service Pack 2, as you can tell by the build string on the top. Now, the last one is a Acronis image. So I'll get my copy of Acronis 2014, and that would be the EPC. I believe this was the 701 that we just did. Yeah, so this is going to be the 700, and that will be the last of the EPCs for this episode. So apparently that's already it. Just going through the Acronis process, and this is what we get. A very stripped down copy of Windows 7 Professional. Look at that, just calculator and notepad. That's really all we've got. And I can see somebody's already put some information in here. Well, I guess that's a wrap then for the EPC lineup. We've got some more Asus machines to take a look at, and we will do that next time. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.